So I promised I would tell some stories about my last year at college over the summer. I'm about to start packing to go back to school now. How do I get this ball rolling? Oh, I took the quote book from my dorm, which is filled with quotes from people that lived in that room, or semi-lived in that room. One of my lifetime achievements is being the first person that was quotable enough to be put in the quote book. That was monumental for me, because it affirms my ability to say things that are worth writing down in a notebook that could easily be lost or misplaced or stolen by me. So I have that to mull over in moments of self-doubt. So the first quote by me in here is, "Feel-good movies. I hate feel-good movies. They make me feel bad." This is something that I genuinely meant, but everyone thought it was hilarious. One night my roommate Hannah, who's a studio art major, was working on a project. Me and Hannah were the two that usually stayed up the latest in our dorm, and I was the one that usually went to bed last on any given day. On the night Hannah said this, I actually went to sleep before she did, and she said, "This is gonna take me all night, but that is okay, because tomorrow is my Sabbath." I'm sure you're familiar with the practice that stores have of selling holiday decorations far before the nearing date of celebration is near. And I really love decorating, and I really love Christmas, so it will come as no surprise that in mid-October I bought this USB Christmas tree. Let me plug it in so you can get the full effect. Yeah. This sat on my desk from mid-October to the rest of the year. When Hannah saw my festive decoration, she said, "Really? It's not even Halloween yet." And I replied, "Why you gotta be such a Scrooge McDuck?" Workaholics. This next little gem comes from me and some friends going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Every time I go to B-dubs, my friends like to point out how out of place I am at B-dubs because I'm a vegetarian and I care nothing for following sports. So I'm surrounded by chicken wings and sports monitors. It's interesting because I had never felt awkward or out of place being there until someone pointed it out. Because I wasn't paying attention to the atmosphere of the restaurant, I was just paying attention to my friends. Anywho, this was said on one particular occasion when I was at B-dubs. That age-old thing that happens whenever there's cherry stems around. People put them in their mouth and try and tie them in a knot. I succeeded at doing this, and my friend Tara said, "You know what they say about people who can tie a cherry stem with their tongue?" And I just stared at her blankly until she said, "They're good kissers." And I retorted, "Wouldn't know, I haven't kissed myself." This next one happened when I made someone read me a Grimm's fairy tale, and they read me Cinderella. Phenomenally popular story, but I had never read that one. I have also never seen the Disney film, so I was really shocked and surprised when the two stepsisters cut off their toes and heels so they can fit into the slipper. They would mutilate their feet for a prince. In my astonishment, I proclaimed, "What in the world? These dames is silly! Who does that?" This next one's my favorite. So me and Danielle were just sitting on our beds across from each other. We were both stuck in that frustrating social media endless loop. I was very reluctant to move, even though I really had to pee. Me and Danielle were laughing about something, and she kept exacerbating my problem by making me laugh more. And finally, when the laughter had calmed down a bit, I said, "I almost peed my pants." Danielle said, "Don't do that." And I very stubbornly fired back with, "Don't tell me what to do, Danielle. I will open up my pants drawer and pee on all my pants." I divulged this particularly intelligent tidbit the morning after daylight savings time. I walked into the kitchen and said, "It was so easy to get up today. Like they should add an hour to every day." This next section in the quote book is known as the war for the quote book and truth. I was the first one to fire in this war. I unfairly and libelously quoted Hannah as saying, "Nickelback is a quality musical group." When Hannah found out, she quoted me as saying, "Wow, Gerard Butler is so hot. Also, I do not like cats." And I wrote in here, "I would never say that." And then I quoted her as saying, Coffee is like acid, like terrible acid vomit. I would never stain my mouth with coffee. Coffee is the devil's beverage of choice. I wrote her entire full name right here. And then she just wrote lies! And then wrote Alexis smells funny. Me. Meaning her. So then I really defensively kicked it up a notch by quoting the 1922 German expressionist silent horror film Nosferatu, directed by F.W. Murnau, and wrote, Hannah, beware so that my shadow cannot burden your sleep with horrible nightmares. And then she just wrote, Alexis eats pants. So then I wrote, Hannah indulges in human flesh, hence her diseased mind. And it stopped there, so I think I won. My roommate, Danielle, loves chocolate. I know that's a thing that a lot of people enjoy, but she really loves chocolate. One day when she was eating those little Dove chocolates, she said, I just got a Dove promise saying, be mischievous, it feels good. And I said, haha, low-keyed. In that moment I was particularly proud of that response because she loves chocolate and she loves superhero movies, so it was like a joke tailored specifically to her interests. I have a bone to pick with the English language about the word mischievous because I found out that it's actually correctly pronounced mischievous, and that's the last time I will pronounce that word in that manner because I make the linguistic rules now. This one comes from a time when Haley was really frustrated and just blurted out, butt munchers! I couldn't stop laughing. Okay, I don't remember what was said when this one happened, but Hannah said, wow, that sentence was so poorly structured. I defensively said, keep your syntactical criticisms to yourself. Here's another thing Hannah said, directed at me. You were such a weird person. And I said, in this voice, I know you tire of your jealousy for me. I swear I don't remember doing this, but apparently I was holding a dart and I said, Hannah's face, I want it! Here's something that's not surprising to find in here. It's me complaining. I said, no one ever texts me. Danielle says, I think you should check your phone. I vigorously reply, I don't want your pity texts. Here's another one from Hannah. She collapsed onto the floor and was like in that SpongeBob photosynthesis position, and she said, I have no zest for life. I don't know about you, but I really do not enjoy taking photo booth pictures by myself or with a group of people. One day when I was being pressured to do so, I kept trying to make up excuses of how to get out of it. I finally used the excuse, no, I look gross. And Haley said, we all look gross, it's fun! It's a nice perspective.
Hi.